Hey guys, how you doing? It's Thursday, and in the last video I reported that the fenders and stuff were all paint ready. Well, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit on the fenders. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. No biggie, but I'm not going to be painting them today. And the work that I do need to do on them, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to do it off camera because I just did a whole video on it. It's basically the same kind of thing, just on a smaller scale. And anyway, I'll show you that in a minute. And I want to get started on the glass. It looks like putting in the rubbers and all that kind of stuff can be a real bitch. Talked to a few guys. Some guys even say it's the worst thing they had to do in the entire project. So it involves, I'm looking at the vent window first, and I'm going to make a tool to try and make the job a little easier and go a little bit better. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So there's plenty to do, and might as well just get to it. All right, so before I started my quote final sand on this thing, I did give it a guide coat, just using cheap old primer, and just like a fog, basically. So you can see the contrast between where it's kind of dark gray and this has been sanded. It's the natural light gray. And what happened was, there's a few little, you can see that one right there. There's another one right here. Little tiny one right there. These are all little divots or chips out of the gel coat, I guess, whatever. Anyway, they've got to be fixed up. The last sanding I didn't use the guide coat, and these things didn't show up. I didn't see them. So now that I see them, got to fix them. So that's where I'm at on that. Like I said, I'm not going to show this on camera. I'll do it off camera, and I'll come back to these fenders when they're ready for paint. So now I'm going to move on to some glass here. So like I said, what I want to do is make a tool. Well, here's my issue. If you look at this, that track there, okay, I'm going to try and do this with one hand. This slide is supposed to fit into here. Well, you can see that it's real tight. Like, it'll be a real bitch trying to get that in there. So what I want to do is make a tool to make it easier to get that in there. And so what I did was, I've got a piece of plate here. It's the exact same thickness as the glass. Flush. They're perfect. So I'm going to use this to make a tool to fit in here. It just fits, right? Nice and snug. There. And then I'm going to score a line, cut the little piece off, and weld it to the remainder of the plate, making basically a T. And then hopefully I can use it in the vise to sort of press this piece into the channel. I can't press it in all the way just yet because this piece has to be put on first, and this was riveted on. I only have pop rivets, so pop rivets are no good. When you put a riveted pop rivet in there, you're gonna have a big chunk sticking out the other end, right? And then your window won't operate, and you can't get your piece into the channel. So what I ordered on Amazon some basically they're like leather rivets, same type of rivets you have on your say your blue jeans, at the pockets. So they're flush on both sides and just not very thick, so that it'll be basically flush on both sides of the piece, and it shouldn't interfere with this. So hopefully they're supposed to be in tomorrow, but the main thing I want to do today is to see if this is even going to work. So I'm going to give it a shot, and I'll start maybe at the bottom, and I'll bring it up to about here, then I'll just leave it hang until I get my rivets in. But I'm very curious to see how this works, so I'll give it a shot. All right, so I marked and cut my piece off, and beveled the edges, so I've got room for the weld to get into. And we're just going to put it on here, like so, center, fairly center, straight. And welder in place, you know, maybe 3 tacks on each side. And clean up the welds. And we'll head over to the vise and see if we can make this sucker work. I don't know. It's a crapshoot, but we'll see what happens. Kind of makes sense to me. But we'll see once we try it. All right, let's give this a shot. Well, those are ugly welds, man. My feed speed on my welder is acting weird. Anyway, I'm going to let that cool down. I'll clean them up and then we'll head over to the vise. Okay, it's cooled off enough now. Let's clean up my ugly bubblegum welds. let it cool off and head to the vise. Okay, so I have no idea if this is going to work or not. There's my piece. Like I said, kind of a T shape. We'll just put the stubby piece in here. So, now I have no idea if this is going to work. This is kind of a shot in the dark here. Need more hands, more hands. Not lined up. Not lined up. Okay, let's try this again. She's going in there. Just move it down a little bit. I'm going to say that's a win. Huh. Idea that actually worked. Cool. Okay, I don't want to go too far because I want to be able to get at my rivets like I said earlier. This will probably be the last shot. Huh. Imagine that. Yeah. That's in there, man. That wasn't so bad at all. We got to tweak it, you know, we'll go over it a couple of times, but it definitely works. It was worth spending the 45 minutes making up that piece. So you can see it's in there nicely. So there we go. Success. Okay, I just noticed in the last clip it didn't really show how it's fitting in there, but you can see it's fitting well. And yeah, like I said, we'll just go over it a couple of times here and there just to tweak it after I get my other piece put in here with the rivets. So yeah, that's not bad at all. You know, once you go on it a second time, it'll take out some of these little wobbles and whatever. And one other thing I forgot to mention, uh, yeah, great little device. Works good. So anyway, there's also a piece of rubber. That's what the duct tape's all about. So I've got a piece of rubber here, duct tape to the vise, just so you don't mark the hell out of the vent window itself. So yeah, I'm calling it a win-win, man. That's sweet. I was wondering how the hell I was going to get that thing in there. Okay, so that was one problem solved. Not bad at all. And you know, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that in the summertime, I have a Mopar on the road. It's a 71 Valiant, a Scamp, Valiant Scamp. And yeah, parking it this weekend for the winter. But I went out and bought myself another Scamp. This one's got even lower miles. Anyway, I'll just grab the camera and show you. So here we go. And there she is. Meet Scamp. I'm not going to turn this channel into stupid pet tricks and all that kind of stuff. I just thought I'd show you my dog, so that you know, if you see her running around in the background once in a while, you know that it's not just a giant rodent. It's actually my dog, and she's only going to be in here a few hours a day. But yeah, she's a little cutie, and yeah, happy to have her. So anyway, so much for that, and I guess we'll wrap this thing up shortly. So there you go. Not a whole lot covered in this video, but I thought it was important to show any kind of little tricks that I could come up with that work. I've talked to a few guys who said they spent, you know, hours and hours trying to get that freaking piece in there. I think it's one of the hardest pieces to put in. I could be wrong. I haven't done the other ones yet, but we'll get to them, and I'll figure it out as I go. But that worked out really slick, and you know, I said 45 minutes to make up the piece, and you know, pressed in there in seconds. So real slick. I like it. Super happy with that. Yeah, just gonna carry on, man. I'm gonna keep on putting in the rubbers on the vent windows and get them all complete. Like I said, I should be getting my rivets tomorrow, probably in the afternoon, so I'll be able to finish those off, and then I can get the door glass in place and all the little rubbers and things that go around it and all that stuff. So yeah, it's all good. Plus I'm gonna have the fenders ready for paint shortly, so that's another big job out of the way. So you know, we're making progress, and you know, as long as I don't get eaten by my new dog, I should be okay. New subscribers, thank you very much. And if you like the content, like what you're seeing, please subscribe. I truly would appreciate it. And you know, you never know, you might pick up a tip or a different way of doing something that you've been doing a more difficult way for a long time. Or maybe you have a tip for me, and I've gotten a few of them from you guys, so that's great. And usually I get them in comments, so don't be shy, don't be afraid to leave comments. And yeah, that's about it. If you're not doing anything else, man, get out in the garage and build something. Later, guys.